I gotta do another brake line before I put the manifolds on. I got a new flaring tool.
Just gotta change the spark plugs in this thing real quick. It's about time, I would say.
In this video I'm actually going to be undoing something that I did. I'm going to be taking off this header wrap. Did some research on it, found more negative things about it than good, so I'm going to take it off. It supposedly traps a lot of heat between the wrap and the pipe and causes cracks and moisture to build up in there and rust and stuff, and it's really there's more side effects than good on it. So I mean, it was $12 for 50 feet of it, which was enough to do the two, so didn't really spend too much on it. I'm gonna wrap it all up, and I'm sure it'll come in handy for something else down the road. Maybe like a mini bike exhaust or something where you would burn your leg on. These are the small block headers I had on the 350, and they have about 3,000 miles on them. So you can see the paint has held up quite well. That's a barbecue paint, but I baked them in and followed the instructions, so it's really not bad. It's all still on there. Just a few rust spots, but that's what I'll use. I'll paint these up and bake them, follow the instructions, and they should hold up. Alrighty, got all the header wrap off, cinched it with a zip tie so it doesn't come unrolled, just like brand new. I'll put that away for a future project. I'm sure it'll come in handy. It's good stuff. Just I really don't want these rusting or cracking, so I'm gonna take a different approach on this. I believe this is the same stuff I used on the 350 headers, so I know they work. I know this stuff works. It's got a bake-in temperature of 500 degrees. I don't think I'm gonna get away with putting these in the oven, so I might have to build a fire, which should work too. One of my viewers, my regular viewers, trying to think of his name, I believe is something like Scold Monty 80 something. He was curious if the gasket surface warped during all that heat and cooling of the modification process or the fabrication deal. So that's something I didn't even think of, so let's check that out together here. But they're cast steel, so as long as I wasn't banging on them with a hammer, I think they would hold shape. Oh yeah. Well, that's still good and flat. It's good. Alright, they're all good. They didn't warp at all. I figured they'd probably hold shape because they're cast steel. Now headers, on the other hand, they're just steel tubing, and I know from experience if you heat these things up, the tubes will get all out of whack, because they did some welding on this one here, or maybe it was that one. Had to weld the collector thing on. And something got cocked maybe right here, and it made this one like out, and I had to, oh man, spend a lot of time getting that back straight. I'm glad these aren't warped, so I'm gonna throw some paint on it and let it dry, and then we'll be ready to put it on. Alright, I got the manifolds painted. One is in the oven right now. Turned out really nice. It almost looks like store-bought. There they are, all baked in. still hot, so I'm not going to touch those. Now I'm going to bleed the brakes. I kind of had to redo a couple lines, so I'm going to bleed them, make sure there's no leaks and stuff, and then I'll put the headers or the manifolds back on, and with the new gaskets, of course, got them in a box over there, and put my spark plug wires on, high performance red ones that are a little too long, but they'll work still. I got everything I need to build my fuse box, and I got my relays and everything, and keep ramming into this darn bumper bracket here. If I was smart, I would take it off like Mr. Heavy Chevy did with the 66, just one bolt. But I'm not so smart, so they're gonna stay on because the front end will be going back together soon anyway, within the next month, hopefully. And then the bed will come off when all that front clip stuff goes on the front and empties out the bed. Then the bed will come off, so I can put the gas tank in there and stuff. And maybe I'll figure out how to take it off with the engine hoist now that I got one of them. I don't know how that would work, or I could just get a bunch of guys over here and have 4 guys, one on each corner, and pull the thing off. We'll see. It's really not a concern at this point. Still got a lot to do, so stay tuned. Alright, the brakes are bled. Manifolds are all cooled down, baked in real nice. So I think I'm gonna install them. It's just crazy. A couple days ago, I had like 3 layers of Carhartt on, and my coveralls on and everything. It was 7 degrees. I was working out here Sunday, and today is Tuesday, and it's 60 degrees, and I have short sleeves on. It's absolutely insane. But that's what happens this time of year. So I'm gonna get to work. It's windy though, that's for sure. Alright, I got the manifolds torqued down with the new gasket. Looks nice. I like them. Let's take a peek underneath. It's gonna work out well. And I forgot to hook up the old ground strap on either side. I spend most of my time undoing things. Let me get those hooked up. There, I got my ground straps hooked up on both sides, so I'm good to go. I'm gonna finish putting the plug wires on and move on to other things. I'm gonna pull out the other half of the heater box that's inside, get rid of that, put it in my pile of parts I have for sale. Heater box, bell housing, 465 transmission, and 168 tooth flywheel. Okay, I just got a brilliant idea, if I do say so myself. This is my shift light, which I no longer need. I never used it anyway. Really, no need for it, but I'm gonna use this sucker for the engine light. I'll put it in this same spot right here where it was before, and I'll wire it to the data wire from the computer, and this will be my engine light. So then if a problem comes up, that'll light up and it won't go unnoticed, that's for sure. That thing's bright, so that's the plan.